These are a few of the things that you need to get going on paper piecing. You need to have an add a quarter ruler, or a regular ruler to cut your 1/4 inch with if you don't want to use one of these. I need the readers in case I need to pick out any stitches because I can't see anymore. Glue or tape. This is it's almost like scrapbooking tape. It's got that little wheel, puts the dots. Seam ripper, and which is why I need those. Clips to keep long pieces together. Need your snips, some sort of snips, and a rotary cutter. If you've got one of those lovely little, it looks like about that wide, and it's got usually a wood in its roller. It's for seaming, pressing the seams. That would be helpful. Two, I don't have one, or I don't know where it is. So, all right, let's see. We're going to put on the glasses anyway. We'll put our clips aside. We're going to work on the right side of our goat. Okay, where's number one? So sometimes when these get complicated like this, I will actually write on the actual pattern. Oh, pencil will have to do. So this is background. Background. That way, as I'm going, I don't put the wrong color someplace because ask me how I know. Just ask. All right, so I start from the back side. I'm going to run some tape, glue of some sort, into my spot. I'm going to take some of my green fabric. I'm going to make sure I center that in this piece. Wrong side to wrong side, pretty side out. Okay. It just makes it easier while you're getting started that it stays. If I've got unruly pieces, I will do it too. Because if a piece is really long, then it flops around. And sometimes I'll glue it. Just stay there. It does not do anything to your fabric, so you are good. So we're going to number two, and it is part of the horn. Okay. Now, so I can judge what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and cut that 1/4 off. Now, with this folded, we're looking at piece number 2 here, and it is tiny. So, and that is the horn. So we just need, well, here's a really good example of why I do it this way. So I have tiny pieces that we cut off earlier. Now visually, I can see that these are bigger. But how do I line this up to make sure that that's in the piece? Well, luckily, it's almost the same shape. Pretty to pretty. I'm going to go ahead and lay my ends together. But then I can also feel underneath that my paper, the blue comes down to here. It definitely comes bigger, so we're good. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine. There we go. We've got a little weird wig out, but you know that all gets taken care of when we trim the next piece. So I'm going to fold this back. And you might notice that I don't care how those stripes are going to go. I am not paying attention. I think if they all go the same way, you guys think I did a lot of work. And if it doesn't go the same way, you guys are going to think that I just was a free spirit. Okay, number 3. Let's trim that back. Press it down with our fingers. I'm going to just show you that you can do it with a regular ruler too. I can actually see better. But I like how that's got the edge. So now we've got rid of that weird little wig out. Again, number 3 is a little tiny piece. So we need a horn piece. Do we think that'll work? I bet you it will. Okay. I'm going to line that up on the edge there, edge to edge. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes it has to be in the middle of a piece so you can scan it big enough. But it's a scrap that you almost throw away anyway. I think that's definitely going to be big enough. Let's try. Let's see. Got that weird wig out. You know, I'm going to just get that out of the way. Okay. So I'm going to just, because I can't find that. All right. It looks definitely like it comes bigger than all the areas. So we're good. Yay. On to number 4. If you don't have an add a quarter ruler and you want to get playing, you can use like a piece of cardstock is awesome. Like the magazines that have you pull out the little postcardy things. Perfect. So we just trim some of those pieces out of the way. See, it does have that nice edge there. So preference, that's all it is. Okay, so number 4 here is another piece of horn, and I'm going to have to cut a piece. Oh, wait, no I don't. I think that's going to be good. So if we center that on this, tossed it too high up there. Okay, I need it to be, oh, that's close. How are we, do we have extra over here? Oh yes, so let's scoot it down just a little bit. Now what do we got over here? Better. And here. Still good. Okay, so let's sew this. Okay, sewed it. And we're going to flip it. See, those ended up going the same way. Kawinky dink. 4. Okay, so the next piece is 5, and that's background. And here is my background. I don't have big enough scraps on that, so we'll have to make a new piece. We can get several off of this, probably. All right, see how that's wanting to bubble a little? I think what I would do, especially being as we're not pressing on the vellum, it's kind of plastic, I should have realized that. You guys can call me stupid if you want. I just didn't think about it. Okay, we're folding this back. Didn't have it exactly lined up, but we can fix that. Trim your 1/4 inch. While it's still folded, we're going to, so this, verify, this is the section that we're trying to get. My piece is definitely long enough this way. Let's see if I can fit it over here. So if I place that to where this is more than 1/4 of an inch. It's definitely more than 1/4 of an inch there. What about here? Well, that is too. So let's try that. The big reveal. Let's see if it worked. Yes, look at that. It all fit in there. Yay, that's what we want. Okay, so I'm going to finger press that. And that is the last piece up here. And this wagging around might get a little annoying. So you could just trim it closer. You're still well beyond. We'll still trim the piece. Okay, on to 6. Gotta keep checking to make sure I'm within the camera frame. I'm sorry if I ever get out of it. I have to film this upside down. I wish I could have the radio on. But if you guys didn't know, YouTube will flag it and not let me have it posted if I've got copyrighted music on it. My son has run into this problem a lot. So I am using a lot smaller pieces just to show you how you can tell if they're going to work by doing it this way. All right, here is my edge. How are we? We're close. We're going to need to bump it down. And this is well over. So let's try bumping it down. Who knows? Might not work, but we're going to try. Okay, so we're good here. We're good there. How about here? Oh, it comes way down. I think we're okay. Being as we're well over there. No, I'm going to just leave it right like that. Let's sew it. Doing these videos for a couple reasons here. I've got a few people that watch our Facebook Live that wanted to come to the paper piecing class, but they're in other states. So if I film a little something, maybe this will help you where you are, and we can do questions by text or something. Okay, so we're definitely more than 1/4 inch here. It's close, but we're good. 6, 7. So 7 is dark, so dark is going to be the darker of the grays. So I'm just going to pull a couple scraps up here so we can see if any of them will work. Put this here. Roll it back. Make sure it's right on the line. So everybody has their preference. This little tool is fantastic, but I actually just kind of prefer cardstock. And I got a piece around here somewhere, so I'll show you. Okay, so while it's folded, whoops, let's trim this. Those will be too small. All right, so we're going to have a straight edge, but this one will be more wigged out because it has nice angle. Okay, that way looks okay, but once you get it this way, it's not really the right shape. I don't think it'll, well, I don't know. Okay, let's try not picking that up. Let's see. So here's my line. There's my corner. Can you see that? Yeah, barely. And then, yeah, it's just too close. I I love it, but I'm not going to fight that. Got to watch out for the selvage on this piece. But can we put it? It's over. Let's try. Okay, so it extends down. So it extends definitely far enough. And it's over on each side here. Oh, the lines, we're good. Let's go. One thing, see, now we got this big wig out, but that's okay because our piece is going to fit. So we'll just trim it. We'll fold it back on this line again and trim that off. But you got to save a little fabric. You used a scrap, and we were able to fairly certain guess that it's going to fit. Reducing your stitch length will help when you are ripping the papers off. Helps keep your threads nice and tight. Do not need to backstitch on either end because you're probably going to put another piece on it and chop it off anyway. All right, so we're ignoring this over here. That was the middle. And so we're just going to worry about this. So we did 7 and our last piece is 8, and that is a background, so it's a big piece. So let's fold on our line. Maybe on the next little piece I'll use cardstock so you can see the difference. Really, it's kind of, you could probably do it without something. It would just be a pain in the biscuits. I put my filter on. You guys happy? There we go. Let's do that just a little bit more. Let's trim it. Now it's too small. So this one's going to be tricky because when we line up fabric, let's just stick the whole piece this time. If we were to line up this fabric like we've been able to do, it might not have been wide enough to cover that angle. But it looks like I cut the strip wide enough. So I think we'll be okay. But here's the line that you're looking for. So this line has to be at the minimum, a 1/4 inch over. There we go. Let's make it. See, we have to tuck it up into this corner because of how this angles. If I would have straightened it to make this easier here, we wouldn't have enough space down here. So let's shift that over a little bit. I honestly do better holding this stuff. I can see better. Oh, it doesn't help you though. No, I still don't feel like there's enough here to sew onto the next piece. So, well, that's okay. Now I get to show you a different way. We're just going to waste that. Which is not a big deal. Paper, God, if you can't handle wasting, then paper piecing probably isn't for you. But if I tuck this so that this is most important, this works. We can trim that off. So I'm going to take it like this. And you know what? So I'm not so much. I'm going to just trim that a little bit. All right. The small pieces are good. Small projects are good because the section all fits on paper. I have done a few things that are really big though, and you might have to piece several large sheets of paper together to make your section. And tape doesn't work. If you use tape and you iron, tape melts. Yes, just like vellum. I should have thought of that. I just needed the pieces to stick. However, I do find that I can glue the pieces together. It's less, it doesn't hold quite as well if you're doing a lot of manipulation. All right, so we've got this whole section done. It doesn't necessarily look like it from here, but it's going to start coming together. Let's trim it. So this is the outside of our little goat. I could use that. Trim it up. So hopefully those of you that are part of my live that wanted to learn paper piecing, hopefully you'll watch this because I'll send it to you. Okay. Now let's see if it looks a little bit more like part of a goat. Look at there. Looky, looky. And let's put this piece up against it. Oh, because I kept that long. I panicked. So that's where it's going to hook right in there. We'll do a 1/4 of an inch seam and sew this in there. Okay, I'm going to do the last section. It's going to be done kind of fast. So let's go. Done. Let's do by doing this on the paper side, it doesn't stretch your fabric. It doesn't warp it. It needs to be pressed though. Okay. We're almost done. Okay. I'm showing you 1/4 inch all the way around. However, the blocks that I did before, I went ahead and did a 1/2 inch on the outside because I just didn't know what I was doing with it, and I gave myself more space. This one I did not. suppose I should trim this one because it keeps looking funny. We're going to fold this. Point, point, and so on this red line. Don't be afraid to seam rip. See, because I really like how this point looks, but I'm not happy with this one. So I might rip this out and then slide it up a hair. But there is your goat. And then you would add your eyes and your little mouthy. It shows him with a little poof and with eyeballs. And they're cuter when you make them not centered. So here is the rest of our animals. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what I can do to improve. This is number 2, so we can only get better. Please subscribe because that's how you get anywhere. And share it, please. And let me know what you want me to do next time. Thanks.